Namaskar, I am Dr. Nalini Avinash Wagmare, working as an assistant professor at Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapith. This is my brief introduction. Today's our topic is Shatavahana dynasty, which comes in South India. Satavahana dynasty. Various views on Satavahana dynasty. Some says that Satavahana belongs to Maharashtra, Satavahana belongs to Andhra origin, some say Deccan, some say Karnataka area. So various authors given a different opinion of origin of this Satavahana dynasty. And we in this lecture we have to study related to famous Satavahana rulers and other rulers, then their administrative system, their social life, their economic life, their religious life, as well as their contribution to art and architecture, sculpture, painting, and conclusion, then some reference books. Actually, we have to study detail, but because of time constraint, briefly I highlight here in this lecture. In introduction, after the decline of the Mauryas, many small kingdoms sprang into existence, which were originally principalities of the Mauryas. The Satavahanas, who were the first to establish a powerful empire in the history of Karnataka in particular and of the Deccan in general, were also originally the feudatories of the Mauryas. They established a vast empire which extended up to the Sanchi in the north, Konkan in the south, and the sea in the west and east. The Satavahanas were the first remarkable Deccan power to establish their mastery over the North India and to bring about an integration between the South and North India. In the Puranas, they were referred to as the Andhras, thereby suggesting that the Satavahanas originally came from Andhra. The Satavahanas are believed to have ruled for about 450 years, from about 235 BC to 250 AD. Then Simuka, the founder of the Satavahana dynasty, is described as Andhra Rajitya, that is belong to the Andhra Rev. The discovery of Simuka's coins in Karimnagar district suggests that Satavahanas belong to the Andhra race. The Naneghat inscription refers to the first ruler of the Satavahana dynasty as Raja Simuka Satavahana. He ruled as a Mauryan tributary for 20 years, from 235 BC to 212 BC. His capital was Pratisthana, which is existent in modern Maharashtra, that is Paithan, near Aurangabad in Maharashtra. Then other rulers of Shatavahana dynasties are Krishna Satakarni. Raja Simuka was succeeded in 212 BC by his younger brother Krishna, who was a contemporary of King Ashoka. Krishna ruled over about 18 years, from this 212 BC to 195 BC. He was succeeded by Simuka's son Satakarni first, who was perhaps the contemporary of King Karavela of Kalinga, who claimed to have defeated Satakarni first. Although he is believed to have ruled only for 2 years, he accomplished a lot. It is stated in the Nayanika inscription that Satakarni first conquered Western Malwa. The territory is known as Anupa, Narmada Valley, and the Vidarbha. Then Satakarni first proclaimed his sovereignty by performing 2 Ashwamedha sacrifices and 1 Rajasuya sovereignty by performing 2 Ashwamedha sacrifices. In his way, he became a Samrat. In the inscription, Satakarni first is described as Paksyapati, that is period of Dakshinapati, and the famous ruler in South India. Then other rulers of Satakarni second. Satakarni first was followed by a number of insignificant Satavahana rulers till about 166 BC. When Satakarni II ascended the throne, he had longest reign of 56 years, then which he devoted chiefly to the building up of the Satavahana power. He seems to have completed the conquest of Malwa. The extent of the coin indicates the march of the Satavahana power from Telangana to Maharashtra and from there into central India, means up to south to up to central India, northern Indian parts. Then Hala, the next significant ruler of Satavahana dynasty, Hala, who was also a famous he is considered to be the greatest Satavahana king in peace. He was himself a great poet and became famous for his Gatha Saptasati, which is famous his books. Then later on, Saka invention took place in his time. Then Gautami Putra Satakarni was the greatest king of the Satavahana period, who succeeded in restoring the lost glory, prestige, as well as political supremacy of his family. He attacked, defeated, killed Nahapana, the Saka ruler, and not only recovered his ancestral dominions, but made additions to it such as Anupas, Saurashtra, Kupura, Akara, and Avanti. He conquered all these areas from this Saka king Nahapana. During his 20 years rule, Gautami Putra Satakarni distinguished himself both in arts of war and peace. He was a great administrator, a benevolent and a diligent prince, virtuous, noble, and generous, a warrior who never lost a battle, a skilled archer, a gifted statesman, and the prince who always promoted the welfare of his subject. So he was a famous ruler in Shatavahana dynasty. Then other Shatavahana rulers are Vasishtha Putra Sri Satavahani. Vasishtha Putra Sri Pulumai was also famous ruler of this dynasty. Then Sri Yajna Satakarni was the last ruler of this Satavahana dynasty. Later on, Satavahana dynasty was downfall one. Then let's see the other actually which is related to our topic is the Satavahana's administrative, their socio, political, economic, and cultural life. As noted above, Satavahana administrative system was almost a republic of the Mauryan administration, both in content and spirit, with a few striking innovations. The following are the chief characteristics of the administration of the Satavahanas. King, the executive head of the state. The king was the executive head of the state. He was the supreme commander of the armed forces and the fountainhead of the justice. The Satavahana kings were well educated in the Kautilya system of education for the princes. Like the Mauryan kings, they promoted both the material and spiritual welfare of the people. Then association queens in public life. This is a special characteristic we find in Satavahana dynasty. The most original feature of the Satavahana administration was the association queens in public life. Queen Nayanika, for example, acted as regent for her minor son Vedasri. Queen Balasri and her son Gautamiputra Satakarni jointly issued order to a distinct officer to establish a charitable endowment. Council of Ministers. The Satavahana king was assisted by a council of ministers. It consists of Amatyas, who were the governors or the Aharas. Then Rajya Amatyas, who attended on the king. Then a Mahamantra, who was assigned a special work. Then a Bhandagarika, who was the superintendent of the army. A Lakhaka, who drafted the treasurer. A Mahasenapati, commander of the army. A Lakhaka, who drafted the document of the king also. The Satavahan kings were believed to have maintained all the essential departments like those of police, finance, justice, agriculture, industries, etc. All through contemporary inscriptions silent on this. Then provisional administration. For the sake of administrative efficiency, the empire was divided into various provinces known as Aharas, which were placed in charge of officer called Amatyas or governors. The Aharas were subdivided into towns known as Nigamas, and in each Nigama there was an assembly known as Nigama Sabha, which was the mouthpiece of the citizens. Each Nigama was further subdivided into Gamas, that is villages, which were in charge of the traditional headmen known as Graminis. Till Satavahana's time, we also find the feudatory system of things. Then there were three grades of Satavahana feudatories, that is Rajas, Maharathis. The Raja enjoyed more or less the same status as that of the kings. Then Mahabhojas and the Maharathis enjoyed a rank and power lesser than that of Rajas, but much higher than that of Amatyas. The Satavahana thus established a sound system of administration, which ensued a long period of peace, law, and order in their empire. Then what was the social life of this Satavahana period? The society under the Satavahana was divided into four traditional varnas, that is the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas and Sudras. The ascendancy of the Brahmanas over other castes had been established. In addition to four traditional castes, there were large number of subcastes also found in Satavahana period, that is cultivators, shepherds, settis, merchants, carpenters, weavers, blacksmith, and others also. The caste rules were not strictly observed. Intercaste marriages were quite common. There were many cases of Kshatriya adopting the occupation of the Vaishyas and the Brahmins adopting the occupation of the Kshatriyas. In fact, Satavahana themselves belonged to the Brahminical class. So we find there is no caste rigid restriction in this period. Then joint family system. Joint family was the order of the day, and the society was patriarchal in nature. Thought the rulers assumed metronomic prefixes. Then status of women. What was the status of women in Shatavahana's period? The status of women was very high in the society, and they enjoyed a lot of freedom. They participated in public life of their time and played a significant role along with men in religious worship and charity. They played as a musical instrument, offered hospitality to guests, and took part in deliberations of the assembly. This has been proved by the Ajanta and Amaravati. Sculptures give a lot of information about the position of women at that time. Then what was their social and other things also? Culture, then dress, jewelry, and household articles. The sculptures of Ajanta, Amaravati, Karli suggest that both men and women were scantily dressed but profuse ornaments, loin cloth, and a piece of cloth thrown over the shoulders served as a dress of men. They wore a headdress of twisted cloth like a turban. Women wear a twisted cloth below the waist in 2 or 3 ties with a knot at the right and the ends hanging from it. Mostly they did not cover their breast at the time. Both the men and women found of ornaments, earrings, necklaces, bracelets, anklets were worn by both the sexes. Bangles generally reaching up to elbows, finger rings also were at the time. Plates, jars, chairs, tables, stool, beds, and other household furniture with beautiful and artistic designs engraved on them have also been found in this representation in art. What till today we are using the this manufacturing things and furniture, those are also existing at that time. Then economic condition of the that period. During the period of the Satavahanas, agriculture continued to be the basis of economy, and the land tax was the main source of royal income. The state levied taxes at the rate of 1/6 on land. Salt was a monopoly of the state. Trade and commerce. Trade and commerce flourished during this period. There were a number of towns and cities which were busy centers of inland trade, such as Paitan, Tagara, Amravati, Junnar, Nasik, Vijayanti, Vadami, etc. There were also great port towns such as Broj, Sopara, Kalyan, which were centers of seaborne trade. They exported cloth, muslin, porcelain, spices, sandalwood, gold and silver ornament, diamonds and pearls to the Roman Empire, and they imported wine, glass, sweet flour from there. So foreign trade also there, inland trade also existed at that time. Then again, coins of gold, silver, lead, and protein type of currency we find there. The coins of Roman emperors have also been discovered near Chandravali. This shows the internal and external trade was existing at that time. The guild system was also existing at that time. That is Sreni system. Accordingly, there were guilds of weavers, corn dealers, potters, blacksmiths, druggists, bamboo workers, and so on. The guilds had formed their own laws which were binding upon members. They not only promoted the interest of their members, but also function as bank. So directly we not say that time banking system was existing as till today, but the Sreni system was there. They accepted deposit from members of the public at 5% to 71%. which in return they lend to commercial enterprise at higher rates of interest. So indirect, the banking system is in the form of guild or Sreni system. It is also called as a nigamas. Then what was the religious system existing at the time? Vedic religion, Vedic sacrifice. The Satavahana kings went, the followers of Vedic religion, performed Vedic sacrifices. Indra, Surya, Chandra, Vishnu, Vasudeva, Shiva, Krishna, Ganesha, and Pashupati, etc. were worshipped. Temples of Gauri, consort of Shiva, are mentioned in the Saptasati. As also the obscure of Varhavo of fire, water. Then other religions also existing at that time, and the king given the patronage to all religions at that time, Buddhism. The Satavahana monarchs also gave wholehearted encouragement to Buddhism. They made generous donation to the Buddhist Sangha and constructed and maintained viharas and chaityas. The Buddhist monuments at Pittalkhora, Kolhapur, Amravati, and many other places indicate that Buddhism also commanded a large following. Some Satavahana queens seem to have been followers of Buddhism, though the kings were followers of Vedic religion. Then Jainism. Jainism had made an entry into Karnataka much earlier than Buddhism. The Digambara teacher Kundacharya, the great leader of Digambara sect, was the teacher of the Satavahana rulers. However, Digambara sect almost disappeared from the Karnataka in the 1st century AD. From the above brief account, it is clear that Satavahana rulers practiced complete religious tolerance. Means they patronized the Hinduism, they also patronized the Buddhism, and they also given concession to the Jainism. Then art and architecture, then the Satavahanas were great builders who immortalized themselves by their remarkable rock architecture. There are three types of rock buildings of this period known as chaityas, viharas, and stupas. Chaitya is the long rock-cut hall and is place of prayer. There are in all 8 rock-cut halls, one each at Ajanta cave number 9, Ajanta cave number 10, Bhaja, Bedsa, Karle, Kondana, Nasik, and Pittalkhora, where we find the Satavahanas, the famous architecture. They patronize the art and architecture also. Here also, even world famous Ajanta, where we find the caves also. That time also the Satavahanas information we find there. Again, viharas. The viharas were monastic houses usually excavated near the chaityas. They were the residential quarters where the monks resided and meditated. They were also known as the Sangara Mahasa. The viharas are characterized by a dormitory or a central common room and individual cells which surrounded the central hall. Cave number 12 at Ajanta is one of the earliest simple single-storied monument and is followed in chronological sequence by the one at Kondana and the other at Nasik. The Vihara at Nasik is the most renowned for its decorations among the single-storied viharas and is characterized by its apsidal rear. The Vihara at Bedsa is characterized by its square rear. There is a storied vihara at Karle also. So here the oldest Karle, Bhaje, even the Ajantas, when we visit these places, we also find the Satavahanas, how they patronize art and architecture, how the Buddhist viharas give us information about the rulers and queens information. Yes, stupas. The remains of stupas and sculptures of the Satavahana period have been discovered from a large number of sites in Andhra Pradesh as Koli, Jagapeta, Pattiprolu, Chantasala, Amravati, Nagarjunakonda, all in an area of 75 miles around Iluru. The stupa at Amravati is the largest and perhaps the most interesting of all these stupas. It is characterized by 20 feet high drum with its 4 rectangular offsets, surrounded by a railing 192 feet in diameter and 600 feet in circumference. It stands 13 to 14 feet high above the pavement. Then it is again the detailed information about the Amravati sculpture are the world renowned for their exquisite we cite beauty of plastic art. They reflect to some extent the influence of Gandhara and Madura schools. Certain amount of Roman influence is also noticed in the Amaravati sculptures. In the words of Marshall, there is a great originality, freedom of treatment, spontaneous exuberance in the arts of Amaravati. Nature, especially the tree, is depicted in the most charming manner. Animals like elephants are depicted in the most natural manner, showing their vigor and activity. Amaravati sculpture had attained artistic excellence in the depiction of ordinary human beings in a refined and graceful form. Some of the human figures are undoubtedly shown as the most sensuous. So here again, Nagarjunakonda and then Amaravati art, how the Buddhist statues and other also given information about the Satavahana dynasty. Then these are the some reference books you can refer, even K. Nilkant Shastra book, History of South India. Then the Cholas period, even the history of ancient India, D.N. Jha, even D.R. Bhandarkar, some aspects of ancient Hindu. So these are the few books you can refer for study. Briefly, I explained about the Satavahana dynasty. You can refer more books and read thoroughly. Thank you very much for listening my lecture. Thank you.